Explore the Bible in 1 year with us. Day 30, Genesis 30, Matthew 9, Psalms 52, presented by Mount Vernon Wilderness House Gathering.
Genesis 30, Common English Bible. When Rachel realized that she could bear Jacob no children, Rachel became jealous of her sister and said to Jacob, "Give me children! If you don't, I may as well be dead." Jacob was angry at Rachel and said, "Do you think I'm God? God alone has kept you from giving birth." She said, "Here's my servant Bilhah. Sleep with her, and she will give birth for me. Because of her, I will also have children." So Rachel gave her servant Bilhah to Jacob as his wife, and he slept with her. Bilhah became pregnant and gave birth to a son for Jacob. Rachel said, "God has judged in my favor, heard my voice, and given me a son." So she named him Dan. Rachel's servant Bilhah became pregnant again and gave birth to a second son for Jacob. Rachel said, "I've competed fiercely with my sister, and now I've won." So she named him Naphtali. When Leah realized that she had stopped bearing children, she took her servant Zilpah and gave her to Jacob as his wife. Leah's servant Zilpah gave birth to a son for Jacob, and Leah said, "What good luck," so she named him Gad. Leah's servant Zilpah gave birth to a second son for Jacob, and Leah said, "I'm happy now because women call me happy." So she named him Asher. During the wheat harvest, Reuben found some erotic herbs in the field and brought them to his mother Leah. Rachel said to Leah, "Give me your son's erotic herbs." Leah replied, "Isn't it enough that you've taken my husband? Now you want to take my son's erotic herbs too?" Rachel said, "For your son's erotic herbs, Jacob may sleep with you tonight." When Jacob came back from the field in the evening, Leah went out to meet him and said, "You must sleep with me because I've paid for you with my son's erotic herbs." So he slept with her that night. God responded to Leah. She became pregnant and gave birth to a fifth son for Jacob. Leah said, "God gave me what I paid for, what I deserved for giving my servant to my husband." So she named him. Leah became pregnant again and gave birth to a sixth son for Jacob. And she said, "God has given me a wonderful gift. Now my husband will honor me since I've borne him 6 sons." So she named him Zebulun. After this she gave birth to a daughter and named her Dinah. Then God remembered Rachel, responded to her, and let her conceive. She became pregnant and gave birth to a son and said, "God has taken away my shame." She named him Joseph, saying to herself, "May the Lord give me another son." After Rachel gave birth to Joseph, Jacob said to Laban, "Send me off so that I can go to my own place and my own country. Give me my wives and children whom I've worked for, and I will go. You know the work I've done for you." Laban said to him, "Do me this favor. I've discovered by a divine sign that the Lord has blessed me because of you, so name your price, and I will pay it." Jacob said to him, "You know how I've worked for you and how well your livestock have done with me. While in my care, what little you had has multiplied a great deal. The Lord blessed you wherever I took your livestock. Now, when will I be able to work for my own household too?" Laban said, "What will I pay you?" Jacob said, "Don't pay me anything. If you will do this for me, I will take care of your flock again and keep a portion. I will go through the entire flock today, taking out all of the speckled and spotted sheep, all of the black male lambs, and all of the spotted and speckled female goats. That will be my price. I will be completely honest with you. When you come to check on our agreement, every female goat with me that isn't speckled or spotted, and every male lamb with me that isn't black will be considered stolen." Laban said, "All right, let's do it." However, on that very day, Laban took out the striped and spotted male goats and all of the speckled and spotted female goats, any with some white in it, and all of the black male lambs, and gave them to his sons. He put a 3-day trip between himself and Jacob, while Jacob was watching the rest of Laban's flock. Then Jacob took new branches from poplar, almond, and plane trees, and he peeled white stripes on them, exposing the branches' white color. He set the branches that he had peeled near the watering troughs, so that they were in front of the flock when they drank, because they often mated when they came to drink. When the flock mated in front of the branches, they gave birth to striped, speckled, and spotted young. Jacob sorted out the lambs, turning the flock to face the striped and black ones in Laban's flock, but keeping his flock separate, setting them apart from Laban's flock. Whenever the strongest of the flock mated, Jacob put the branches in front of them near the watering troughs, so that they mated near the branch. But he didn't put branches up for the weakest of the flock. So the weakest became Laban's and the strongest Jacob's. The man Jacob became very, very rich. He owned large flocks, female and male servants, camels and donkeys. Matthew 9, Contemporary English Version. Jesus got into a boat and crossed back over to the town where he lived. Some people soon brought to him a man lying on a mat because he could not walk. When Jesus saw how much faith they had, he said to the man, "My friend, don't worry, your sins are forgiven." Some teachers of the law of Moses said to themselves, "Jesus must think he is God." But Jesus knew what was in their minds, and he said, "Why are you thinking such evil things? Is it easier for me to tell this man his sins are forgiven, or to tell him to get up and walk? But I will show you that the Son of Man has the right to forgive sins here on earth." So Jesus said to the man, "Get up, pick up your mat, and go on home." The man got up and went home. When the crowd saw this, they were afraid and praised God for giving such authority to people. As Jesus was leaving, he saw a tax collector named Matthew sitting at the place for paying taxes. Jesus said to him, "Follow me." Matthew got up and went with him. Later, Jesus and his disciples were having dinner at Matthew's house. Many tax collectors and other sinners were also there. Some Pharisees asked Jesus' disciples, "Why does your teacher eat with tax collectors and other sinners?" Jesus heard them and answered, "Healthy people don't need a doctor, but sick people do. Go and learn what the scriptures mean when they say, 'Instead of offering sacrifices to me, I want you to be merciful to others.' I didn't come to invite good people to be my followers. I came to invite sinners." Some followers of John the Baptist came and asked Jesus, "Why do we and the Pharisees often go without eating, while your disciples never do?" Jesus answered, "The friends of a bridegroom aren't sad while he is still with them. But the time will come when he will be taken from them. Then they will go without eating. No one uses a new piece of cloth to patch old clothes. The patch would shrink and tear a bigger hole. No one pours new wine into old skins. The wine would swell and burst the old skins. Then the wine would be lost, and the skins would be ruined. New wine must be put into new wineskins. Both the skins and the wine will then be safe." While Jesus was still speaking, an official came and knelt in front of him. The man said, "My daughter has just now died. Please come and place your hand on her. Then she will live again." Jesus and his disciples got up and went with the man. A woman who had been bleeding for 12 years came up behind Jesus and barely touched his clothes. She had said to herself, "If I can just touch his clothes, I will be healed." Jesus turned. He saw the woman and said, "Don't worry, you are now healed because of your faith." At that moment she was healed. When Jesus went into the home of the official and saw the musicians and the crowd of mourners, he said, "Get out of here! The little girl isn't dead. She is just asleep." Everyone started laughing at Jesus, but after the crowd had been sent out of the house, Jesus went to the girl's bedside. He took her by the hand and helped her up. News about this spread all over that part of the country. As Jesus was leaving that place, 2 blind men began following him and shouting, "Son of David, have pity on us!" After Jesus had gone indoors, the 2 blind men came up to him. He asked them, "Do you believe I can make you well?" "Yes, Lord," they answered. Jesus touched their eyes and said, "Because of your faith, you will be healed." They were able to see, and Jesus strictly warned them not to tell anyone about him. But they left and talked about him to everyone in that part of the country. As Jesus and his disciples were on their way, some people brought to him a man who could not talk because a demon was in him. After Jesus had forced the demon out, the man started talking. The crowds were so amazed they began saying, "Nothing like this has ever happened in Israel." But the Pharisees said, "The leader of the demons gives him the power to force out demons." Jesus went to every town and village. He taught in their synagogues and preached the good news about God's kingdom. Jesus also healed every kind of disease and sickness. When he saw the crowds, he felt sorry for them. They were confused, like sheep without a shepherd. He said to his disciples, "A large crop is in the fields, but there are only a few workers. Ask the Lord in charge of the harvest to send out workers to bring it in." Psalm 52, Common English Bible. Hey, powerful person, Why do you brag about evil? God's faithful love lasts all day long. Your tongue devises destruction. It's like a sharpened razor, causing deception. You love evil more than good. You love lying more than speaking what is right. Selah, you love all destructive words. You love the deceiving tongue, but God will take you down permanently. He will snatch you up, tear you out of your tent, and uproot you from the land of the living. Selah, the righteous will see and be in awe. They will laugh at those people. Look at them. They didn't make God their refuge. Instead, they trusted in their own great wealth. They sought refuge in it, to their own destruction. But I am like a green olive tree in God's house. I trust in God's faithful love forever and always. I will give thanks to you, God, forever, because you have acted. In the presence of your faithful people, I will hope in your name because it's so good.